Sergio Perez reflected on Liam Lawson's struggles at Red Bull, noting how they have shifted public perception of his own stint with the team. People have a short memory, and a couple of crooked races are enough to make you forget what you did. Perez emphasized the difficulty of driving the Red Bull and defended his past performance alongside Verstappen. Only now do people understand that my position was not the easiest in Formula One, and that overall I did extremely well. Especially last year, I didn't get to show what I'm capable of doing as a driver, but now people suddenly realize how hard it was to drive the car. When I joined Red Bull, there had already been exceptional drivers like Alex Albon and Pierre Gasly, who had struggled. I spent so much time at Red Bull that everyone forgot how hard that car is to drive. Despite his exit, Perez expressed support for his former team and confidence in Tsunoda's potential. I really want them to do well because I spent 4 years with them and I want them to fight again. It's hard to know what's going on internally because even though I've stayed in touch with some team members, right now I'm outside the team. If you're not inside, it's hard to understand. But in the end, it's easy to say that the machine is 100% difficult to exploit and doesn't give you the necessary confidence. Adrian Newey has also talked about it in the past, but I want to wish them the best. Woody, Richard Wood, is a great friend of mine and is now with Yuki, so I hope they do well. Tsunoda? He has talent and speed, but above all, I think he has the right mentality and attitude. Max Verstappen is looking forward to the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka, optimistic that the RB21 will perform better at a circuit where he's historically been strong. Suzuka has always been a special circuit to race at with a lot of history for us, especially winning the Constructors' Championship in 2023 and my second Drivers' Championship here too. Of course, it is Yuki Tsunoda's first race with the team in front of his home crowd, so it will be a busy race to welcome him to the team. We have a special White Japan livery this week that is a tribute to Honda, which looks cool, and I'm also racing in my White Japan helmet, inspired by the livery. Looking back to China, on the second stint the performance was a lot more promising, and we're seeing a lot more pace in the car. The team has been working hard to optimize our performance, and I have been back at the factory on the sim this week too. I always enjoy racing at this track. It has a lot of high-speed corners, and one we typically race well at, so hopefully we can bring out the best of the car and improve here this weekend. Martin Brundle expressed confusion over Red Bull's continued driver instability, questioning how such a top-tier driver academy has led to repeated rotation and setbacks. Martin Brundle commented on Red Bull's handling of Liam Lawson and broader junior program decisions, referencing the latest mid-season swap with Yuki Tsunoda. Red Bull uniquely has a junior team on the grid, so it's doubly confusing they're in such a mess with drivers. And their only driver they desperately need appears to be casting around for the future. Brundle believes Lawson now has a chance to drive without pressure and reassert his reputation within Racing Bulls. Liam Lawson's reputation is temporarily trashed, and he has nothing to lose now. He should turn that into an advantage and let his natural talent flow. Red Bull and Honda will part ways after the 2025 season, marking Suzuka as their final Japanese Grand Prix together, and the occasion will be celebrated with a special RB21 livery to be unveiled next week. The tribute recalls the iconic white and red design run at the 2021 Turkish GP, inspired by the Honda RA272, the first Japanese car to win in Formula One. The updated colors are expected to symbolize Honda's legacy with Red Bull, which began in earnest in 2019 and delivered multiple championships, especially after the engine freeze in 2022 solidified Honda's reputation. As Max Verstappen continues to wrestle with the difficult RB21 and Yuki Tsunoda prepares for his Red Bull debut at home, the special livery will add weight to an already emotional weekend for the Japanese marque. Online reactions have added humor to the tribute, with some joking. They want to race with 4 Racing Bulls and hope that no one notices, referencing the RB21's handling struggles compared to its junior sibling. Christian Horner is under renewed scrutiny after Red Bull's decision to demote Liam Lawson and promote Yuki Tsunoda, a move reportedly made against Max Verstappen's preference. The replacement of Lawson is expected to be framed around performance data and Tsunoda's form. but it may also serve as a distraction from the RB21's handling flaws. Horner is known for surviving internal crises, including the 2024 misconduct probe, and appears unfazed by criticism from figures like Jos Verstappen or the departure of Adrian Newey. Despite claims of temporary peace within Red Bull, the fallout from Lawson's removal has reignited signs of division and frustration inside Verstappen's camp. Verstappen's continued irritation highlights deeper unrest, raising questions over how long Horner's leadership can endure without damaging the team's stability. The latest news from the Formula One world confirms that Liam Lawson has officially returned to the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls team, effective today. This decision was announced by Red Bull Racing after Lawson's performance with the main team was deemed below expectations at the start of the 2025 F1 season. The 23-year-old New Zealand driver was previously promoted to Red Bull Racing at the end of the 2024 season, replacing Sergio Perez. However, after competing in just 2 races of the 2025 season, the Australian Grand Prix and the Chinese Grand Prix, without earning any points, Lawson has been reassigned to the satellite team. His position in the main team has now been taken over by Yuki Tsunoda, who has consistently performed well with Racing Bulls. Liam is a talented driver, and we are confident he will regain his form at Racing Bulls. This is the best move for his development at this time, said Helmut Marko, Red Bull advisor, in a brief statement that Lawson's return to Racing Bulls will take effect starting with the free practice sessions at the Japanese Grand Prix on April 4, 2025. Meanwhile, fans are eagerly awaiting how Lawson will prove himself with the team that once launched his F1 career. Could this be the beginning of a career turnaround? Further developments are eagerly anticipated. Charles Leclerc dismissed the contact with Lewis Hamilton at the start of the Chinese Grand Prix as a racing incident and said the team would address any questions about team orders internally. You can look at it from every different side, but I think it's just a racing incident. I was down the inside. I didn't really want to overtake. I just wanted to position myself for turn 3. Leclerc explained that Hamilton's unexpected move across caught him off guard, but placed no blame on his teammate. I saw Lewis was defending from a car on the outside. I did not expect him to cut back. Once he cut back, I was surprised, and then I couldn't do much. But Lewis couldn't do much either because he hadn't seen me. Asked whether Hamilton delayed letting him through once he closed back up, Leclerc said the timing didn't concern him. I don't know what the messages were. At the end, I don't really mind. We will discuss together, but I thought it was fine.